Mainly just because of the fact that I think he's a much better counterpart compared to most Democratic representatives. That is my main issue. I think the Democratic Party cannot handle this country and its economy at all. We've seen from the past, two Democrats that they have done awful for our economy. Also very awful for many things. They've hired gas prices throughout the years exponentially. I will give it. Donald Trump has done very bad for this country, and I understand that. But he has time, and he can make this country still very good. I think people just leech
I'm
on
sorry
to
to
the
cut you off there,
facts.
but I want to
Oh,
address everything you're saying, and I just needed to make sure you are a Trump supporter because we do have trolls. Let me start the YouTube intro. I'll do a recap. It'll take 15, 20 seconds, and then I'll address what you said, and then we can continue the debate. Cool?
yep.
Perfect. We're going to hit that. Um, okay. Give me 1 second. And how old were you, just for TikTok terms of service?
Well, 19.
19. Perfect. One second. Damn. It's taking longer than usual. That's because my computer's slow. Perfect. How's it going, YouTube? Make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe as you guys are starting to load up. And if you're over here on TikTok, make sure to double tap that phone screen if you haven't already. Repost the live, share the live, do all the wonderful things. We're here to debate Trump supporters. If you are a Trump supporter, join up in the guest box. So you said Democrats, you couldn't support Democrats because they can't take care of our country or our economy. And the last two Democrats have done horrible with the economy and gas prices. I would just have to disagree. We can take a look at the facts and statistics. Biden did absolutely amazing with our economy. And if we want to reference 2025, the economic numbers of 2025, the macro variables, were actually worse than they were in 2024. You can take a look at inflation, GDP growth, gas prices. Any macro variable of the economy was worse in 2025 than it was in 2024. Then he said they can't take care of our country. I would argue here that the Constitution is the core fundamental value of our country. So why do you support someone who tries to violate and undermine the core fundamental value of our country?
Well, in my opinion, for the public, I don't think our Constitution matters as much as our economy. Um, I do think many things in the Constitution do matter. But I would say you're comparing 1 year to 4 years of
I'm
progress.
comparing 1 year to 2024 to 2025. That's it.
Yes, Joe Biden had 4 years. That's 4 years right there.
We're looking at 1 year though. We're just looking at Joe Biden's last year, right, where we were
True.
doing amazing, and as soon as Trump got elected, because of his choices such as mass deportation, tariff, and the war in Iran, now the economy went into the shitter. GDP
Did you
growth.
hear what I said about the part where I said that he has time?
He has time, so you think the economy is going to do better? Why do you think that?
Because of the fact that we will win this war, plus the immigration problem is very bad, and I think it needs to get addressed. Joe Biden was doing all right off the matter, but Trump has done better than all 4 years that he's done.
How do we win this war in Iran? What does it look like for us to win it?
Capitalizing off of their losses and also just, gaining stuff from them. It's just simple
Gaining
things,
what?
nothing really big of a matter
Because
because
so far,
Iran.
Donald Trump said that he's trying to have an off ramp of this war because he's bored of it, and he said that this war has been terminated. But we've had no political concessions from Iran, right? So it looks like this war is over, and Donald Trump's eyes or sights are on Cuba now, right? And we have no political concessions. We are at a worse place right now than before the war.
True, because it's a war. War you
A
put
war that didn't need to happen.
a war that was eventually going to happen.
Yeah,
That's the
what's
thing.
your evidence for that? Why do you believe that?
Because the Middle East has been threatening us for years upon years. Also, Iran. You could argue at the fact that they do have nuclear weapons or
They
not.
don't.
You can't.
They literally, there's no evidence that they have nuclear weapons. Zero.
Now, is there evidence that Trump is a pedophile?
Yes.
Can I get evidence off of that?
Yeah, you can take a look at the Epstein files where a credible accuser.
But can I get it from you yourself? What do you know off of that? Because you said you disagreed with my fact. So what
you get it
has
from Trump?
he? No. But what from coming from you off the top of your head? What
I was just about to tell
evidence
you, but you
do you
interrupted
have?
me.
What did you say?
I was just about to tell you, but you interrupted me. That's why I was confused.
Oh, okay, yeah.
From the
Go.
credible accuser in the Epstein files that want a settlement with the Jeffrey Epstein estate. So we know that they were credible accuser. They were deemed credible with the first Trump admin accused Donald Trump of child rape. We know that he sexually exploited naked women and children via the fact that his admission of guilt corroborates the testimony of the victims. Maria Delgado said that there were some girls using as 14, 15, 16 years old in Miss Teen USA when Donald Trump would walk backstage and sexually exploit them by looking at their naked bodies without their consent, because obviously kids can't consent. He told a 10-year-old girl he'd date her in 10 years. He said he grabs women by the pussy without asking. He raped a woman, etc., etc.
So, rape has nothing to do with that. I don't know
Someone that's a
where.
rapist is someone who's a rapist and has these characteristics of sexually exploiting children does make my case stronger. Yes.
True. And has he been found guilty on all counts?
Of rape, he was found to be responsible to rape.
Not rape.
Carol, yeah.
I did not say rape.
Of what?
I never once said rape.
Of what?
I said being a pedophile. Has he been found guilty
In a
on
court of
these?
law, no.
What?
In a court of law, no.
Can
admission
you tell
of
me
guilt.
about that?
He was not found guilty of being a P3D in a court of law.
Not found guilty.
Yes.
So I asked for evidence, and you gave me blatant, non-confirmed evidence.
It's confirmed because of what he said.
But is it found guilty? That's not being confirmed at all.
I would argue
because
if
of what
this
he
went to
said.
court, yes, it would be found guilty.
So if you are going to go off the constitutional, right, that's the core of our country, right? Then how is he being found not guilty off of
Because of
that
his admission
make him a
of guilt.
pedophile? Just because you have the characteristics.
Let's say your friend told you I unalived someone, but they never get held accountable. Did they unalive someone? Yes or no? You know this for a fact that they 100% did this, right? But they never get held accountable for whatever reason. Did they unalive someone? Yes or no?
Yes, because I 100% know.
We
But
100%
the thing
know
is
that he
with
sexually
this
exploited
is not
children.
100%
We
known.
100% know that he sexually exploited children because he admitted to it.
I've never heard him admit to that. Can I get evidence from that?
Yeah, Howard Stern 2005.
What'd you say?
Howard Stern show 2005. People watched it live.
And what exactly did he say in that?
How about we just listen to what he said?
Yep, go for it.
Oh, I see. I tend to think about the conflict a little bit later
The
on.
question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with the vagina. And,
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
Well, I'll tell you, the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
In accordance with what we know that he owned Miss Teen USA and Miss USA and the testimonies of the victims, so like Maria Delgado, who was interviewed by BuzzFeed, saying that there were some girls using as 14, 15, and 16 years old, it is the case that Donald Trump sexually exploited naked children and women.
Okay, so from the Howard Stern show, you showed me absolute nothing of what
Sure,
he
what
said.
is sexual exploitation? What is your definition of it?
Sexual exploitation? What'd you say?
Would you agree that sexual exploitation is any attempted abuse or actual abuse of position of power, vulnerability, or trust for sexual gratification? Is that a good definition of sexual exploitation?
Again, we did not start off of sexual exploitation. We started off of him being a pedophile.
I would argue someone who sexually exploits children is a P3DO, yes. My claim was
Okay,
he
again.
sexually exploited children. So do you agree with my definition of sexual exploitation, which is any actual or attempted abuse of position of power, vulnerability, or trust for sexual gratification? Do you agree, yes or no?
Yes.
Cool. Donald Trump used his position of power, aka being the owner of Miss Teen USA, and Miss Universe, by saying he could go backstage before a show to, quote, inspect it and he would go backstage without their consent. We know that there's no men around. We know that this is a women's dressing room because that's what he described. We know that this is a girls' dressing room because that's what he described. No men were around. Women were getting naked. They had no clothes on, and they were getting dressed, right? And then he also said he gets away with it. If it was if it was his job to do that inspection, he wouldn't be getting away with doing his job. That's how we know that he used his position of power. He abused his position of power for sexual gratification, which meets the definition of sexual exploitation that you just agreed to.
True indeed. But I would say off of that, that is sexual exploitation of adults
And
not
children. Maria
kids.
Delgado said that there was some.
He never said once that it was towards kids. He said behind. He said behind. He did not say with there was a. He did not say there was children there. He said they were all adults. It's Miss
Okay.
USA.
Okay, let me get in on this real quick, okay? Because there's something that you're really missing here. Do you think that sexual exploitation does include paraphilic disorders?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what he did was sexual exploitation. Do we agree?
Yes.
Okay. Then, therefore, he would be classified in a paraphilic disorder. So he would be considered a P3DO. Right there and there, you just admitted all of that.
And how exactly?
What do you mean, how exactly? You just answered both questions I asked you. Do you think that a sexual exploiter fits the criteria for any sort of paraphilic disorders, which would include pedophilia?
Well, you see, you
said
can't go
yes.
off of every single category. You have to go off of certain categories. You can't go off of every single little one. You can
Okay, do you know what paraphilic disorders are?
Do I know?
That's fine. It'll be in the app for me to hear you. You got to see me for me to hear you. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are double tapping that phone screen if you haven't already. Repost the live, share the live, do all the wonderful things. And if for some reason this ends up on YouTube after the fact, besides this live stream, and this is posted to my actual like VOD, make sure to hit that thumbs up and comment down below. Anyways, do you want to answer the question, guest? Take it away.
What is this? I asked the question. What did you exactly?
No,
were
I
asked
want you
the
to answer my
question.
question. Do you know what a paraphilic disorder is?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
Okay, we can't
I
be
didn't hear
Googling it.
Huh?
Okay, get back here. You cannot leave the app. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you when you leave the app, buddy.
Can't hear you, ma'am. I'd have to be inside the app for us to be able to talk to you.
One moment. Hold up. Sorry.
If you don't know what it is, like for that, Ellie will tell you.
I can explain it to you. There's no problem with that. Yeah, like I don't mind telling you.
So no, off the top of my head, sorry about that. I had to deal with something. So off the top of my head, no, I do not know the exact definition. But I would say that there are multiple categories that you could say. There is pedophilia, there is, many other things, but you can't classify him as a pedophile just because he has a paralytic disorder. But
Okay.
It's paraphilic, and here's the thing too, and I just want to add on to this, okay? So, but you already agreed that sexual exploitation is what he had done in this context, and then you
Yes.
also agreed with me to the fact that sexual exploitation is what would be classified within a paraphilic disorder. Like,
yes, but that's the one category within that disorders.
it's
You
not
can't
just a
say
category.
he's
No,
a-
no, no,
You
no.
can't say he's every single. He doesn't have every single paraphilic
No,
disorder.
that's what I'm getting
because
down
he's
here with. Is
one
I'm
of
saying
the
it's-
disorders.
I know. I'm saying that. I'm saying it's pedophilia. That's what I'm saying, is it's classified as pedophilia, and we both agreed with that because it does fit in line with the paraphilic disorder, which would include a criteria of pedophilia. So he would meet that criteria because we both agreed to the fact that it was sexual exploitation, and that does go along with the criteria of pedophilic disorder.
True, I will give you that. But again, there's no information, and he has not
Okay,
been
I have a
found
question.
guilty.
What is the difference
on the-
between him sexually exploiting a child or a woman to where you would vote for him in one scenario but wouldn't vote for him in the other scenario?
One more time. Sorry.
What is the difference between him sexually exploiting a child or a woman where you would vote for him in one scenario but wouldn't vote for him in the other scenario?
Well, one, I would, it's just, every president, every politician has their cons and pros, but I'm not going to cherry pick every single little thing. And I know some of it is a very big thing.
Rape and sexual
Sexualizing a
exploitation,
woman,
that's really
sexualizing a
bad.
man is always going to be a bad thing. I will admit
Really
that,
bad,
yes.
yeah.
But you have to give in the fact that that was almost 20 years ago.
So time
That-
matters?
Yeah, I
Yes,
feel
indeed
like
it
I feel
does.
like
I do
feel
think
like
it does.
it's the MAGA base that allows what like is happening right now on social media with
No,
like,
I will give it to you. I hate my
with,
community.
It's the MAGA base that allows what's happening right now with like Mason Hollow, who was caught buying CSAM, child sexual abuse material
Yes, that is pretty
of
bad.
children from 6 years old, being like brutalized, right? And people
Mhm.
online are making edits of this man, because he's part of the Looks Maxine community. But we saw this rise after Donald Trump was elected. Why? Because he was held liable of rape and he became the most powerful man on earth. Why? Because he admitted to sexual exploitation and became the most powerful man on earth. Why? Because a man that did all these horrible things were not held accountable. So now people online who are not as powerful think that it's okay for people to buy CP. Right? I don't like calling it CP because it's not like pornography. It's CSAM, right? It's people like you. It's people like Trump. It's people like the MAGA community who allow that and who defend people like Mason Hollow, like Donald Trump, right? People like on the left, right, too, that defend what's his name, Eric Swalwell, right? And that we need to hold these people accountable.
Yep, I agree. And here's the thing too, and this is the issue. What I think is wrong here is like we have gone too far in this, but like we still have not gotten down to the point where I'd asked you about paraphilic disorders, and that we both agreed he does meet the criteria for being a pedophile.
That's
right?
not the criteria. Again, he
No, but sexual
has one of those
exploitation falls
disorders.
in line with pedophilia, right?
Okay. I don't think you're understanding this. You are going off of an adult woman and you're comparing it to a child. You cannot do that. You cannot
But-
go off of
No,
one
but we're
single
not arguing
category
off
in
of
that
adult women here.
criteria. What?
We're not arguing off of adult women here. We're arguing off of children, what he had done to children as well.
Okay. Now, can I have evidence from the children? You gave me evidence.
Yeah, Maria
Jeremiah
Belgrado.
gave me evidence from adults. He
Yeah,
never
Maria
gave me
Belgrado.
evidence from
Yeah,
children.
BuzzFeed. The interview that BuzzFeed did with Maria Belgrado.
Okay. What did he say? I would love to hear it.
She said that there were some girls as young as 14, 15, and 16 years old in the dressing room at Miss Teen USA, according to BuzzFeed, in the interview that BuzzFeed did with Maria Belgrado, which was where she was 18 at the time in Miss Teen USA. So there's a witness testimony that says that there were some girls as young as 14, 15, and 16 years old when he would barge into the dressing rooms.
So the thing is about that is, I will admit there are very bad things that he's done, and it is true. I do not support the things he's done bad, but also I don't support the things Joe Biden did
It's
bad.
not Joe Biden.
I
That's
don't.
Bidenism. See, people on my stream have three. they have three chances to use this logical fallacy called Bidenism. It's where you use Biden to pivot from Trump, or quite frankly, anyone else to pivot from Trump. So you have two more chances to use Bidenism. I'll before I disconnect you. But Biden wasn't held liable for grape. Biden didn't
True.
admit to sexually exploiting anyone, and Biden wasn't running in 2024. If you want to say the lesser of two evils, and Trump was the lesser of two evils between Biden and Trump, that's not even true. But let's say I grant it to you, it wasn't even by Biden. It was Harris. It was Harris and Trump. Harris was obviously the lesser of two evils in this scenario. Donald Trump has attacked the Constitution. Donald Trump has attacked women. Donald Trump has attacked children. Donald Trump has attacked minorities, harming the economy, harming the minority communities, harming the entire world. Right?
Okay. So the thing is about that is, so as a president, right, you have people under you, right? And you have people that do those type of jobs. You can't hate on a president because of how they do their job.
Sure
you can hate on how. Okay,
If
now,
a president,
so,
if a president,
so,
if a
so-
president, hold on, if a president violates the appropriations clause, the monuments clause, the elections clause, the declare wars clause, the take care clause, the taxing and spending clause, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment, the 10th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and possibly the 22nd Amendment, violating 4 federal laws to protect pedophiles, violating international law in terms of Nicolas Maduro, violating obviously federal law in terms of fraud, the 34 count felonies, violating gag orders. You can definitely blame a person violating the In 1979, he was sued for racial discrimination. You can definitely blame a president for violating federal laws in the Constitution, absolutely. And you shouldn't support someone who is actively dismantling checks and balances and dismantling the Constitution.
So, what I have to say off of that is I'm not talking about Biden as a whole. I'm talking about the Democratic Party. I'm saying
That's your
that
second Bidenism. Why are we talking about Biden? How does that have
again,
anything to
not
do with what
talking
I
about
just
Biden.
said?
Again, I could care less about Biden. Okay,
You literally
just like I
said,
care less
"Oh,
about
I'm
Trump.
not
I could care
talking
less
about
about either
Biden."
of them. What I'm talking about is I'm talking about the comparison of the Green Party. You know, every single party that has ever existed. You cannot undermine every single little effect that they've given on this country. You can't. It's just unjust. It very much is.
I'm sorry, these aren't little effects. Violating every clause of the every clause that I mentioned of the Constitution,
It's
violating the First Amendment to the 22nd Amendment, those aren't little things.
mhm.
We do understand that, right? Violating federal law to protect P3DOs, those aren't little things that we just sweep under the rug.
Oh, violating laws to protect
Yeah,
POs? Wait, what?
the Epstein Files Transparency Act demanded that the Trump DOJ release all the files within 30 days. They didn't do that. They violated the law. They were supposed to redact the victims' names. They didn't do that. They violated the law. They were supposed to explain the redactions after a certain amount of time. They didn't do that. They violated the law. And they were supposed to not redact politicians' names. They didn't do that. They redacted Trump's photo. They violated the law. So those are 4 federal laws that they violated to protect P3DOs. Yes. Those aren't little things, man. I could care less about the UFO files, right? That were just released today. I care about the Epstein files. I care about people like Donald Trump and Bill Clinton being held accountable. But it's people like you who don't want that accountability.
Oh,
Who
no,
withhold the
no.
accountability.
Like I said, I do not like a lot of Trump's ideals. They are absolutely terrible. I hate him. I really do. But I also hate a lot of other Democrats.
Yeah, why do you
because
think
of their ideals.
Why do you
But
think
I'm not
Harris
going
is
to
worse
hate
than
on the
Trump?
fact. I'm not going to hate on every single fact. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say fuck
why do you
eyes, fuck
overall
this,
hate-
fuck that.
I think
I'm not
when
going to
ICE
say
murders
that.
people, you should. But why do you think Harris is worse than Trump, knowing everything you know now?
So tell me this: under the Joe Biden administration, there was exactly 5 murders upon ICE, right? And how much has there been under the Trump administration? Let me know.
42.
42. So are you going to brag on every single little death under the Joe Biden administration? Or yes?
Yeah,
or no?
name the people that died. Name a couple that died.
Oh,
under
I
Joe
have no
Biden.
clue off the top of my head. Just like I have
can
no
name a
clue off the
couple.
top of my
I can name
head
a couple.
for.
Renee Nicole Good, Keith Porter Jr., Alex Preddy, right? There's 3 for you.
You're going off of God every single news major line. You're going off of every
You can't name
single
a single
major.
one, though, right?
Huh?
You can't name a single one, though, right?
From what?
Just to clarify, from Joe Biden's administration,
one?
right?
No, I cannot. Just like I can for the Trump
And
administration.
Did Joe Biden defend the people who murdered the people? No, I don't think he did. Right? Did he? Did Joe Biden defend them? No. Did Trump defend them? Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Joe
go-
Biden did
go-
indeed defend him.
Joe,
Yes.
go ahead. What's the evidence? Go ahead. Take it away.
Say that one more time.
What is the evidence that Joe Biden defended the officers that unalived people, aka unjustly terminated their life?
Well, the thing
Please
is,
provide
it's
me
not
the
coming from
officers'
an
names, the
officer
victims'
himself.
names, and the quote of Joe Biden. Go ahead, take it away.
Okay, so it's not going off of the exact officer or whoever killed him. No, it's going off of what exactly killed them while in detention, while under this, while under that. It's off of that.
Okay, so
There
tell
has
me
been
when
only-
did Joe Biden defend this? When?
When did Joe Biden defend what? The fact that
murders.
the murders? So again, it's not an exact murder because there's not one exact person. There's multiple people who work for ICE that have affected those families, right? The people in detention centers currently, right now, under the Trump administration, they're getting affected by not just one, they're getting affected by multiple ICE officers.
So I didn't answer my question. You made the claim that Joe Biden defended these people dying. What is your evidence for that?
Oh, I already said I don't know. I told you that.
So you don't know. You don't have any
Yes, but
evidence for the
yes.
claims that you've been making so far.
That's one claim that I have not given
You made the
evidence
claim
for.
that people died, people were murdered, right? You couldn't name who. You couldn't name the
Again,
officers.
not
You made the
murdered. I
claim
just said that they were not
Oh, so they
murdered
weren't
by one
murdered.
exact
Okay,
person,
well,
meaning
Renee Nicole
meaning
Good, Keith Porter
Biden
Jr.
could
was
not
murdered.
give Biden could not give one apology to a single person because of the fact that not one single person killed that one person. It was multiple people who technically killed that person. Is because it was the
Would still be
time that they
murdered.
had.
That person would have still been murdered, bro. What? If like 10 people go and like unalive me, right? They take turns doing horrible things to me. I would still be murdered. My life would be
No, it's the fact
unjustly
that
terminated.
okay,
Even
hey,
if
this
it's 10
ICE,
people,
ICE
one
officer
person,
did not
100
give his
people.
current. This ICE officer didn't give his lunch for today. This ICE officer didn't give his medication for this exact day. That's
Okay,
what it
so
is.
you're just saying the within the ICE detention centers there was people that died, that deaths that could have been prevented.
Yes, and it is a very sad thing. I will
Yes, I
admit, it
agree.
is very sad.
That did happen under Joe Biden. That happened under Obama. But the difference here is
Yes.
going to be that wasn't defended by the state. We didn't have 10-year-old pregnant rape victims being transferred to different facilities, right? We didn't have that under Joe Biden. But I agree. ICE. That's why I support abolishing ICE. I'm progressive. I don't support Biden supporting ICE. I don't support Biden supporting undocumented immigrants. I want to abolish ICE. Right.
So
That's why I would
the
prefer
thing is,
Harris
do
over
you
Trump, because
think
Trump is using
immigration
ICE to murder
affects-
people.
Do you think immigration affects this country at all?
Yeah, immigration positively affects this country.
In good or bad ways?
Positively.
Positive ways. So in reality, that's absolutely false because
prove me
every
wrong.
human being can commit a crime. Every human being can do something, right? But
Okay,
can't
unicorns
cherry
can
pick.
come out of your ass in like 2 days.
one more time.
Unicorns could like hypothetically come out of your ass in like 2 days. Right?
True.
Right?
It
like,
could
like you
happen.
could be a pedophile. Should I call you a pedophile? Right? You could be one, right? Should I
Yes, I
go
could.
around screaming, "You're a pedophile"? Should I go around screaming that since you could be one, right? I mean, everyone can be one, right? Can I go around?
But would
calling
you
a
say,
P3D?
well, why are you going to say fuck ICE if there's no, solving that problem? Immigration is
the
a
problem
very
of
big
ICE is
problem
just
in this
abolishing
country.
ICE.
Immigration is a problem in almost every single country on this earth.
What
It
does
is.
that have to do with America, buddy? We solve ICE.
I'm saying
the
that
issue of ICE
immigration
by
is a
abolishing
bad
it.
thing.
Immigration
There's something
is a
called
great thing.
legal migration to another country.
Legal migration is good. Undocumented entry also
Yes.
benefits our economy. But they do get exploited, so I don't agree with undocumented entry because the people
Well, I
get
mean,
exploited.
you could also say, thousands of people have been killed by non-documented Americans. Well, supposedly called Americans. Sorry.
I mean, I don't understand what you're trying to say here, but sure.
I'm
People
saying
have been
that
killed by tourists. Should we ban tourism?
You said immigration has a
Sure.
positive
Yeah, I did.
effect on
Overall
this
benefits.
country.
Should tourists have killed people? Should we ban tourism? Yes or no?
No.
Precisely. So just because a couple bad
So the thing is
actors-
about that is immigration is a more of a, it's not a, all right, let's stay for 1 week. No, it's, hey, I'm going to stay here for almost a year. I
point is they
might stay
still
here for
committed
even a month.
crimes.
I might stay here for my whole life. Who knows?
If you care about
But
crimes,
tourism
you shouldn't
is a
support Trump,
completely
bro. What?
different thing.
No, it's
Tourism
not.
is
I wasn't comparing the two activities via it being undocumented entry and it being tourism. I was comparing the crimes that happen within both sectors, and I was comparing in one you want to ban undocumented entry, but in the other you don't want to ban tourism, even though in both scenarios horrible crimes have been committed by
Indeed.
bad faith actors in both sectors.
Indeed. Now, the thing is one is more than the other. One causes
Okay.
more problems than the other.
No, undocumented entry actually greatly benefits our economy, but the reason why I don't support it is because of the exploitation of said undocumented immigrants.
Indeed. It is
I'm
very
for
bad
mass amnesty,
exploitation, in my opinion.
I'm for mass amnesty, not mass deportation.
That's good. I support that, and I do. I
support
greatly
mass
appreciate
amnesty?
your opinion. But I also support many other things. You can support one thing, you can support two things in the same matter.
You can't
But-
support mass deportation and mass amnesty, though. That's contradictory. Isn't
I
one
didn't say I
thing-
supported that. I didn't say I supported that.
Okay, so why do you support Trump and his immigration policy, or do you not even? What are we doing? What are we debating?
I don't support Trump
We went
as a
from him being a
whole. I
P3DO, then we went from him his policies, we went to the Constitution. Now we're talking about immigration. We're just jumping from topic to topic, right? So what are you trying to debate? What are you trying to defend Trump on? Let me ask you a question. Knowing everything you know now, if you could go back in time, would you vote for Harris or Trump?
I would vote for Trump
Okay, why?
once again. Mainly just because I think, Kamala is much more worse. She's very irrational. She has very irrational thinking. I think most women do, and it's a sad thing.
False,
Like
bro.
yourself,
That's just,
you are like a woman. It's very sad.
that's false. No, women have a higher EQ on average, right? Take a look at violent crime. Violent crime is irrational, yes.
Sure, because it's those
Well,
nasty little shits coming in my country.
violent crime is irrational, and most men commit crime, violent crime in specific, right? Women are great leaders. Women are amazing leaders, and women should lead the country. We should get white men out of power, and we should get men out of power, and we should have women lead the country, right? So this thing that you're saying that women, she's a woman, therefore she's irrational, that's false. Irrational would be raping a woman. Irrational would be sexual exploitation. Would be starting a war for no reason. Irrational would be violating the law, just as Donald Trump. You can't point to a single irrational thing that Harris did. You're saying because she's a woman, right? And you have no evidence
I
for
do
that.
think
All
that,
the studies that I provided, women have a higher EQ on average, yet you're still here saying that women are irrational? Come on now.
So irrationalism does not have to do everything with IQ. It does not.
EQ, I said.
Oh.
Emotions, right? Just how men would commit the most violent crime. You agreed violent crime is irrational, right? If women were more irrational than men, women would commit violent crime at a greater extent. But no, we don't see that, right? We wouldn't see the rape.
The thing is that's
statistics.
documented crimes. The thing is men are way more going to be suspected as a criminal just because of their thinking and their average statistic, right? But women, on the other hand, are not. They're nowhere near as much prosecuted as men are, and it's sad. It really is. Gender has become a very big problem within this country
Because they committed at a lesser extent. That's why they are not prosecuted.
Okay, so the thing about it is
women don't go around. I can agree. Women have raped people, right? But it's mainly men that rape people. Just pointing it out there. Look at the rape statistics. Men overwhelmingly rape people. It's not the women going around raping people. If men were getting raped by women, you know what would happen in this country? In every single corner of this street, there would be a designated spot for people to tell men to tell this story. This epidemic that we have would have been solved decades ago. But because it's women getting raped at a greater extent than men, nothing's being done about it. There's more.
It has been enforced. What do you mean? There's been nothing going on about it.
They're doing nothing to protect women, right? We elected a rapist.
This is just not true at all. Whoa.
That
so you're telling me
true.
You're telling me.
Do you know how many people?
Do you
know how many people get held accountable? According to Rain.org, close to 80 to 90% of men that rape women do not get held accountable. 80 to 9% of them because of our court systems. That's according to Rain.org. True. So there you go. Nothing
this
is
is
coming
coming
about
from
it.
Rain.org.
Yes, an organization that helps support victims of sexual violence. Yes. Is there something wrong with that organization?
Rain.org is very, very, very corrupted in its own.
How is it very corrupted?
How is what corrupted? Rain.org?
Yeah.
Mainly because of its organization and its policies, and a lot of its what's it called? I mean, the man who made itself has assault crimes, has battery charges.
What's his name?
Who's Rain.org?
The guy that you're saying created Rain.org and has assault charges, right?
The site. I do not know off the top of my head.
You don't know off the top of the head, but somehow you know that he has assault charges. What kind of assault charges?
Yeah, it's because I researched Rain.org a while back.
You researched it, and you could remember that he has assault charges, but you couldn't remember his name. What kind of assault charges does he have?
This.
Oh, you don't know, yeah. So what you're telling me here is you're saying someone has assault charges, right? But you don't know who, you don't know what, right?
I'm talking about this woman who just said unrelated, but his pattern of speech annoys me.
Don't focus on the comments. Focus on the conversation that we're having.
You're right. You can edit this out, can you not?
I want you to address what I said. Most men don't get held accountable for the crimes that they commit, such as raping women.
That is true.
We see this in the statistics. Cool.
That is true.
So that is
now,
true.
can you pull me up a statistic?
When you said that I lied about nothing's being done, you take that back because nothing is being done. Because when we see numbers such as 80 to 90% of men not being held accountable, that means nothing is being done. Rain.org.
One source. So the thing about it is, have you gotten all this info from just rain.org or multiple different sources?
Also, Rain.org is an organization that was founded by a man named Scott and a woman named Tori, right? Let's take a look at Scott. Let's take a look at if you said he has allegations against him, right? He was charged with assault, right? Let's take a look at that. Charges. Let's see how much. Let's see charges. What I'm seeing here, there's nothing.
Can you say his name again?
No charges. Scott Berkouts.
No, that's not the man I'm
co-founded by a
talking
woman
about.
by Tori. So you don't even know who you're talking about. You don't even know who founded and co-founded Rain.org.
No, it's the founder of the site itself. It's not the founder. Sorry, it is the current. Sorry, not the founder.
A current. What's his name?
I already told you I don't know his name. I told you that many times.
You don't know his name, but you knew it wasn't Scott. If you don't know his name,
because
how do you know it wasn't
remember,
Scott?
I researched this a while back, but it's not Scott. I don't remember reading Scott.